What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video of John Sinclair TV. Back again tonight. We've got Steve from Newcastle Fans TV in the house. And big up to you, Steve. What are you telling me, mate?
Hey, what's going on, John? Thanks for having me on, man. Long time no see.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah,
Looking
I'm
great.
chilling, man. I'm chilling. Looking forward to. I'm watching some Turkish football right now, and
Yeah.
then we got obviously West Ham Fiorentina Conference League final. Big night for both clubs. Let the best man win. Should be a good one.
Absolutely. Looking forward to this game tonight, West Ham Fiorentina. So that kicks off at about 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock tonight, something like that. So I'll be watching that as well, guys.
Yeah.
So, guys, before we go on to the show, make sure you like and subscribe, please. Also follow Steve on his YouTube as well, and Steve McGalla on Twitter as well. And also super chats are open. And also, if you'd like to become a member, the links are in there. It's just 99p as well. Before we go on to the show, there's some house rules as well. Please remember to keep comments respectively, no all caps, duplicates, no discussing or promote other people's channels unless given permission by me. And I'm Mod to Mod while you enjoy the show. Thank you much indeed. And welcome to the show, peeps, and welcome to my channel. John Sinclair TV is a channel for fans of football, wherever your club may be, but let's be no doubt it's the heart of NUFC. And we've got some comments as well from Leslie. Hi to Leslie. I hope you're great. And hi to the mods as well. And make sure you follow, like, subscribe, etc. Super chats are open. And if you first support the channel, you can join for 99p. Thank you, Leslie. Hi to Jonathan and Kate. I hope you're good. And I'm sad to see that West Ham fans have been targeted in Prague. You know what? That will never, ever change at all, I'm afraid. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when you get English clubs goes, there's always bother there, Steve.
Yeah, it happens, man. Like you said, it ain't. It's yeah. People like getting involved with that kind of thing. It is what it is, man. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro. It's part of the. We love the passion and all that, but some people just get carried away with it. This is one of them. But yeah, happens, man.
100% as well. Let's go on to it comes to coming in quick and fast, and let's go on to hi to Jules, hi to Mama Flossie, and big up to Mama, and big up to Mr. Little as well. If you love football from the 70s and 60s, then he is your guy. Hi to Zane, big up to Strive for Steam and many clubs. Yes, we check them out on League Gola as well. And everyone said hi to everyone. So John said, John, when is the trying to win the Open? It's on June the 14th. That'd be a week on Thursday. And keep your eyes peeled for that. And we haven't got no one yet as well. Right, Steve, we're going to talk about your review, Newcastle United review. We've got Champions League, finished fourth. And did you expect us to get top 4 this season, or were you just happy with top 10 and a cup run?
So before the season started, I was looking at our window and everyone else's, and I was like, we did well. We did well for ourselves. I mean, Alexander Isak, I knew that was a guy that he was going to make a difference. I didn't obviously foresee that he'd be out for a good amount of it, but I was like, Sven Botman as well, Nick Pope. I mean, we brought in 3 really good signings there. I just felt like maybe we could have done a little bit more, but to be honest, looking at everyone else, I wasn't super impressed. I still did have us finishing 7th though. But you know what? There was a certain point in the season, I believe we went away to Spurs and we beat them 2-1. And after looking at everyone else's season start, I was like, you know what? I think we could finish in those Champions League spots, because I was like, to be honest, everyone else is just kind of. It was Man City, Arsenal at the top 2. I figured those guys weren't going to say. But I was like, you know what? Are we really worse than Manchester United? Are we really worse over a 38-game season than Tottenham, who can't defend? Are we really worse than Liverpool, or just all over the place? And Chelsea, I wasn't even thinking about, because they were already going through the motions. So for me, once we beat Spurs away, I was like, you know what? I'm calling this early. I think we're getting it. We're gonna get Champions League football, because I was like, you know what, we have a solid defense. We don't lose games of football. We can score goals. Lots of different contributors. for me, I just felt this was it was. I thought it was super achievable, to be honest. So after a certain point in the season, I was like, you know what? I think we're doing it. I think we're gonna do it. So, it was good to see us follow through. But I saw when we went to Spurs away, I was like, you know what? These guys ain't great, and I think we could get a consistent run of games in.
Yeah,
it just felt like, you know what? We got a chance for it. So. You know what? I ended up being right, so that was cool. But yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, what the people in America, Newcastle American fans think of it, Steve, over your end? Are they chuffed to bits as well? And basically, sort of, we've got a good large amount of Newcastle fans in America as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're all absolutely, ecstatic. I mean, my friend Jay in Atlanta, who's on Newcastle Fans TV a lot, comes on the shows and whatnot. He's just as excited as I am. It's just nice to since we're 5 hours behind you guys, we got to get up early sometimes to watch games. And for me, since 2017-18, when I supported Newcastle, getting up at 7:30 a.m. sometimes just to watch us get absolutely pumped, it was like, oh man. It was some rough times, but you know what? It was all worth it, right? It was all worth it at the end to be loyal and whatnot. So, it was a great season, absolutely fantastic season. It was worth every single moment in games. So, yeah, wouldn't change it for anything, man. It was just fantastic to see the guys in the city and the club and everyone just go from strength to strength. It was a great ride, man, and it's just gonna keep getting better, you'd think.
Absolutely, Steve. You know what it is, right? I mean, we waited 20 years to get in Champions League, and you know what it is, right? You think about it, Mike Ashley, all that time, 15 years after Mike Ashley, happy finished 17th place, right? And the new owner, so comes in, plus Eddie Howe comes in 18 months to get us top 4. That is unbelievable. It just goes to show we're a massive club. I've always said, if someone comes in and gets it right at the football club, right, then they will be absolutely heroes. Yeah, for me, Eddie Howe is a hero, and our owners are wonderful owners. They put the money where it needed doing, and oh man, great work.
We just wanted to see Newcastle United be a priority to someone, right? We just wanted to see our club get some love and attention. Nothing crazy. If we were a consistent, if you told me in 2017-18, the state that we were in, just getting promoted the previous season, if you told me that we'd have a Europa League campaign in the next 5 years, I'd struggle to believe you, but I'd be like, I'll take that all day. Seeing Newcastle in Europe would have been just just something that I would have never thought was possible under previous ownership. And it was never going to happen under Ashley, because he treated us like crap. Honestly, he just didn't care, wanted to use Sports Direct as an advertising board for us, basically. And those days are long gone, man, long gone. So it's just a pleasure to actually see us progress and build for something. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's awesome, man. It's awesome, honestly. So
yeah, man, absolutely right. And long may continue, man. We look at it, right? I mean, just going to read Brian's comments, by the way. Big up to Brian, by the way. Love seeing the channels combining. Love both you too, Brian. We love you too, my guy. Love him too.
All the love, bro.
Great guy, Brian. I mean, he's early tonight as well, so for me, Brian, you won yourself a Blue Peter badge, my guy. Cheers to chatting to Brian, and a big up to Leslie again. And exactly, the celebration, the takeover was more about seeing the back of Ashley. We can never have hope for this, Leslie. You're absolutely right. And let's be real about it. Yeah, we've got our club back. Wanted our club back. We've got it back.
Yeah, it's a feeling that no matter who I dislike or like as clubs, as just a football fan in general, we pay lots and lots of money to follow our clubs, whether that's a fan living thousands of miles away or someone going home and away. You know what I'm saying? We pay a lot of money
Yeah.
for the kits. We pay a lot of money to watch on TV, to go to games. And if you go to games, you have to buy a hotel if it's away. And then you have to buy, take time off of work. We as football fans and sports in general, it's all about making sacrifices to watch your team and, go to games with your mates and all that and build, friendships, relationships. And it's nice to see that it's also complemented with a nice dish of, wow, we're brilliant and we're building up to be a real powerhouse. It just makes it all worth it at the end of the day. And yeah, man, it shows that loyalty and all that pays off one day if it happens, man. It's brilliant, honestly. It's brilliant.
You know what?
I know you go. I know, John. You don't live in Newcastle. You have to travel up for games, and that's a real commitment thing, man. It's a real commitment. You got to take time out your day. You got to take time away from this and from that. And it's all about, we want it to, every football fan should feel like that they're invested into their club, that it's actually giving their, the supporters something back in return,
100%, because I was up in Newcastle, but now I live in Bristol, as you know. It's a 5-hour trip away from Bristol to Newcastle, and you're right, it is such a commitment. Over on the season ticket holder, I got absolutely no regrets driving from Bristol to Newcastle, because I love Newcastle United. I really do. Yeah. I got a passion for it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're the best fans in the world. I mean, some of our fan base can be a bit, some of them, not all of them, some of them can be a bit, you know what, but at the end of the day,
it's a minority of people.
Hipsters as well.
Yeah.
I'm using these terms, hipsters. But
some people think some people think because of my accent, John, that I've only been supporting the past year. No. I've been with Newcastle for a while, man. Absolutely. I've been with Newcastle for a while, and there are a lot of people that are like that. Some people in the 90s became fans of us from all up and down England, like the way we play football, and they got international fans. It's again, we all love Newcastle, man, and we've been loyal for a while. We're gonna bring in new fans, and that's cool, because when we get better and better, naturally, new football fans around the world, they're gonna see that Newcastle are they're a brilliant club, and they feel a connection with them, and that's all good. That's all good. It's all good, really. So,
are you going to go to the American games? Or you go to the friendlies over in
Yes, America? I am with Lee from Newcastle Fans TV. We're doing an all-American road trip, baby. All-American road trip.
Yes. Oh yes.
It's gonna be. Oh my God! I get to watch Newcastle United for the first time in person. I know it's a friendly in America, but it's gonna be an experience I'll never forget. I get to watch 3 games in like a week span. That's absolutely class. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah.
And got some Alan, so big up to Alan. Steve, we have getting an edition of the so-called top 6. They're all scared stiff. I told a Gunter, you get your dick, guy, you pay your money, right? That Infi did. Well, he's absolutely right. So you're out of Chelsea, we're out of Tottenham, Liverpool below us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they messed it up against Villa at home. They messed it up. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, we deserve to be in Champions League because we play fantastic football. And all these media, right, especially Oliver Holt, right, and all of those Muppet journalists.
Miguel Delaney and those clowns.
They don't want us in the Champions League. They don't also set a top 6. Do you know what I mean? It is an utter disgrace. And you know what it is, right? I've always said, right, way back in the summer, one of these days, we are going to rattle them, Steve. And that's exactly what you've done.
Bro, it's the classic case of they hate us because they ain't us. It's as simple as that. If you got haters, that means you're doing something right. It means you're doing something right. And back 5 years ago when I started supporting, nobody in the media gave a damn about Newcastle because we weren't a threat.
Exactly.
We were a middle of the pack, most likely relegation battling side. That don't scare nobody. But we're relevant again, man. We're relevant again. Yeah. And when we win that first trophy, which is the end of the day, that's my number one priority. It's been 1969-70, the Inner Cities Fair Cup. That was the last time we won it. We got to get that. We got to get that trophy to Newcastle. And you think people are scared now. When we get that first trophy over the line, oh, boy, people are going to realize what they're really dealing with here.
100%, 100%. Because
Yeah.
what it is, right? When you get opponents, when we go to away games or play, all the opposition managers come out and say, "Yo, listen, I mean, Newcastle is a wonderful city, nice team, blah blah blah." Right? They only say that they want to pick 3 points. Now it's the other way around. Teams now come to St James and scared of us. Do you know what I mean?
They play defensive.
Exactly. And we got to come up with we have to come up with the answers. And some of the games we tried, but we just came up short against Palace at home, Bournemouth at home,
Bournemouth, West Ham, I think, got a draw against us. I think.
Man. Exactly.
There are a few others where we just couldn't push it quite over the line. But hey, you know that you're spot on, John. Teams are coming to St. James's Park and looking to just park the bus a lot of the time. Once we get better at breaking down low blocks, turn those wins you turn those draws into victories, things are going to be looking good, man. Things are going to be looking real good for us. So, yeah, it's all about, you know what, despite that, John, we were still one of the 4 best countries, one of the 4 best teams in the country, because we didn't lose games. We didn't lose games of football. We barely, I think it was 4 or 5 losses throughout the whole year. So we have an identity now on and off the pitch, and it's brilliant. And then we've got the investment and the ambition to back it, because you could spend money. You could spend all the money you want. If you're spending it on dross, or if you're spending it on players just for the sake of having players, there's no plan, there's no brains behind it, you're not going to get a well-oiled machine like we are. You know what I'm saying? It's the money is great and all that. It's how you spend it. It's how you spend it, though.
I agree. 100%. And you've got to spend the right players at the right time. You're not going to be fleeced. We're not going to pay 700k for Neymar. We're not going to be paying Messi's wages, Ben Simmons' wages as well. They can go to the Saudi Arabia League as well. No disrespect, but we're going to come on to Saudi Arabia clubs later on. I'll go to some comments as well. Please smash the likes as well, by the way, please. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button too. And also, this content is being shown live on Facebook and also on YouTube and on Twitter and Steve's other end as well. Big up to Jonathan, by the way. When is Bruno going to sign this new contract for Newcastle? Just hope Bruno does not leave Newcastle. Jonathan, it will happen, mate. It will just take time. And Alan says to move back to the Toon. Alan, I'd love to, mate. And unfortunately, I got a job, and I saw. And just time for 5. Thank you, Carlos. What do you call it? Shopping window, eh? Shop window. Bless him. Newcastle United die. Thank you, Jonathan. Friendly, told Jonathan. Oh, speak someone's leg. Yeah. I get what you mean. And they got I was at the Fairs Cup. That's for Mama. I mean, surely she look at Mama Flossie sort of thing, right? I thought she's a young supporter, bless her. And I'm big up to T. As I've heard of Apple, yes, I have, and you have as well, Steve. Apple, and they're the separate club as well. Great history of that football club. Yeah, always plays in Europe. And,
absolutely crazy fans. Those fans are just.
Especially in London.
When you go to Eastern Europe, man, Germany, France, Italy, the fans are just unbelievable. Really? They've got the Turkey as well. The fans are loud. They're proud. They've got loads and loads. I mean, I remember a few years ago when FC Köln went away to Arsenal. They brought 15,000 fans to London. 15,000. Wow. And FC Köln aren't one of they are a big club in Germany, but they're not like the top of the top, middle of the pack. That's just any other club in England. That would be like if Palace brought 15,000. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. And you know what? Next year we get a taste of all that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, man.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind playing Galatasaray as well, sort of for the apps.
Oh my god,
absolutely! I'll tell you, Newcastle players will not know what will hit them.
It turns. John, we'll find out Galatasaray away who the men are and who the boys are. We'll figure it out right away. We'll figure it out because if you go in there scared, you're losing, buddy.
Exactly. Don't let those Turkish fans intimidate you at all.
They've got Juan Mata. They've got Icardi. They've got a few good players there, man, too. So it's not like it's just some average team. They're champions of
Mertens as well.
Dries Mertens, they're champions of Turkey for a reason. So that'd be a great away day. Hell yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Hopefully next season, FA Cup win, League Cup, then we get respected. I have to agree.
Exactly.
And big up to Davey. I hope you're good, mate, and hope you're having a good day as well. And got TMS. Well, I accidentally pressed this like in the beginning. Sorry, that ain't good enough.
No.
Unclick this like and click on the likes. But anyway, welcome to the channel anyway, mate. It's great to see you as well. And everyone hi to everyone else. It's just great. It's an open channel. Boosh, boosh. And bro, I'm part of the Ultras. Okay. Cool. But good people. John, are you true legend? You are a true legend. And on here, keep up all the good work, mate. Jonathan, thank you very much indeed. He's a great guy, isn't he? And
Absolutely.
Kate as well is fantastic as well. And I'll go to that section support Upper and Cyprus guys. We did the impossible in 2012.
Is that when you guys beat Olympique Lyonnais in the round of 16? I think that's what he's talking about, because Lyon played Apoel Nicosia in the Champions League a few years ago at home, and I remember seeing that on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god. I have a friend in London who's a Spurs fan. His name's Stelios, and he's also an Apoel fan. And I think there seem to be a lot of different people in England. I've got Cypriot friends, Turkish friends, German. There seems to be a lot of different people living in England from all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Greek as well. Yeah. All over the place, man. I tell you what, Red Star Belgrade's another one as well, Steve. I mean,
oh my god!
I tell you what, you go there.
Dinamo Zagreb,
mental. Yes, Dinamo Zagreb fans
as well.
Wow, great experience as well. As well. And, got one from here from TNS. Newcastle can go second place next year. I hope you are correct. And in the independent shootout as well.
Against Lyon, yeah.
Cool, nice. Cool. So yeah, I mean, on the continuing the season as well. What has been your best game of the season, Stephen?
This is such a tough one, man. It's such a tough one. You know what? I don't know, John. I don't know if you remember the home game against Fulham. That was one of the until we scored. That was one of the most exhilarating, best 0-0 games I had ever seen in my life. I don't know how that game was 0-0 at all, because there were chances. Remember the Mitrovic double shank penalty where he hit both of his feet? Yeah. And then we thought, oh, no, we lost it. But then VAR looked at it. He hit Mitrovic's. He kicked it with his right foot, but then it went off his left.
Yeah.
And then we just kept pushing and pushing. I mean, I think, oh my God, the goalkeeper made some phenomenal saves. And then in the end, it was the flick on from Wilson to Isak. The scenes at the end. That one for me, that one was, it might not come to first people's mind, but I just remember watching that game. That was the most tense I felt throughout the entire season. Like, oh my God, how have we not scored yet? And then when we did, I went mental. I went absolutely mental, because we literally, we were kicking down the door, kicking, and then finally we got it. That for me was one of those where it's like, that for me, we were talking earlier about the draws at home where it was 0-0 or 1-1. That was one of those moments where it's like, we finally did it. You know, if we had a few more of those kind of games, that's going to be important next season. Very important. But so many brilliant games. Like, exactly, Paul, the 3-3 against Man City was an unbelievable game of football. And we messed it up, the 3-1 lead, but Man City were always going to score goals, to be honest. The 6-1 against Spurs was just madness. I've never seen anything. I have never seen anything like that in my life, and probably never will. Score 5 goals in 20 minutes. I honest to God, I've never seen anything like that in my life, and I probably won't ever again. And I watch football from all around, so I see a lot of different games. I've never seen that. I don't know about you, John, if you've ever seen a game 5 goals where a team scores 5 in 20.
It's just a madness, isn't it? I've seen we won 5-1 in our relegation season against the same team, Tottenham.
Yeah,
But 5 goals
15,
in
16.
20 minutes. I couldn't believe that. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I was saying it's going to be a tough game. I say Newcastle just about win that game by 2-1 after come back from a goal down. But at the end of the day, the one thing I'm going to say, 5 goals up, and Jake and Murphy scored twice. I mean, that goal.
The goal from Murphy was ridiculous. He couldn't even believe it. The look on his face, he couldn't even believe he just scored that. The Willock assist to Isak with outside of the foot, ping. I've never. Oh my word. Yeah, that was sensational. The Manchester United at home, loved that game as well because I thought we just cooked them. Honest to God, they didn't have a prayer in that game. They had, I think, 1 or 2 moments. They didn't do anything. We put our foot on the gas and didn't let up in that game. We were terrific that day. The 2-1 away win against Spurs, I thought that was class. I loved the West Ham away. Our performance. If you watch the game, we didn't perform like we won 5-1 because people would look at the 5-1 and been like, "Wow, they must have been brilliant." We were good, but not like brilliant. Because some of the goals were just we scored our goals when they screwed up. We converted on their mistakes, and that's what good teams do. If you give them sniff, they'll punish you. That's what a good team does. I was another really good one. I loved Leicester away. I think we won 4-1 or 4-2. That was right after the World Cup break was over. I thought that was brilliant. Fulham away, we trounced them, absolutely ripped them piece to piece. So many good games, man. So many. I mean, yeah, there were a lot, man. But for me, something about that Fulham game, it was just so tense. It's such a good game of football from both ends. I just thought, yeah, that was good, man. That was really, really good. But yeah.
I mean, great stuff. A few comments coming as well. Lads, which big club would you like to see in our group in the Champions League? And they're all going to be tough, mate. It doesn't matter who we get. The draw's not been made yet. But for me, I play Feyenoord. They'd be in pot 1 anyway.
A little bit of a throwback there for us. We played Feyenoord, I think, in either UEFA Cup or Champions League early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
We scored that famous goal, too.
We did 2 goals up, and then they came back to 2 each, and then we got one at the end. You're right, they could have gone 3-2 up with handling for Dabasas. Yeah, we lost the plot in a mad 10-minute spell, man. So for me, it'd be I take Feyenoord, Real Madrid. I take Shakhtar Donetsk, and I take Newcastle. So I'll be happy with that. Really happy with that draw. Real Madrid's going to be tough. Feyenoord can be beatable. Shakhtar Donetsk can be beatable. But I tell you what, I mean, we've got to win the home games. We've got to get the home games. We've got to get a minimum of 8 points if we're going to have any chance of getting going to the next stage. But we'll see.
If I had to pick a group, I would go Sevilla. Because that would be pot 1. They won the Europa League. I'll take Sevilla, Marseille. Marseille is a cauldron, man. Oh, my God. What an away day that would. Oh, my God. I would go Sevilla, Marseille, and I think Dinamo Zagreb will get out of the playoffs, so they'll be pot 3. So my group would be Sevilla, Marseille, Dinamo Zagreb, Newcastle. That would be mine. Or AC. Yeah. Actually, no, AC Milan.
That's not a bad shout because, I mean, Marseille and Dinamo Zagreb don't travel well, don't they, away from home. They're decent at home, but they just cannot travel away. I think that's a fair shout. Sevilla, I mean, they can be got at. They're a difficult time to the crack at home, but they're a cracking team, Sevilla. I don't care what anyone say. Yes, they had a poor season in La Liga, but at the end of the day, they're still a damn good team. They're one of the Europa League champions as well, again, for the 7th time. Steve, who are the players you like to see come in the summer?
Okay. Szoboszlai, I would absolutely love. That would be exceptional business. For a right winger, I'd take Václav Černý from FC Twente in the Eredivisie. He's this Czech winger, 25 years old, about 6 foot. He is an absolute machine, man. This guy presses up and down, up and down. I think he would fit that aspect. Good with both feet. Loves to just dribble, drive with his right. Scores loads of goals. I think this guy's terrific. And he wouldn't cost us much money either. Be about 10 or 15 million euros. I think there's a lot of value in that. I've been a fan of his. This year, he had a bunch of injuries last year at Twente, but this year he's healthy. He's been banging in goals, 10 goals, 10 assists for FC Twente in the Eredivisie. Scored goals against Ajax as well. Had a great performance the other day. I like Václav Černý. I would take Tyler Adams. I think in midfield that could be a good signing as well. I'd take Tyler Adams definitely.
Yeah,
maybe a Jonathan David at striker if we want someone as backup to Isak and Wilson. Because if you think about it, we might not need a striker based off of we have Wilson and Isak. If one of them gets injured though, and we're in Champions League in the beginning part of the season, that means Isak's gonna have to play every single game. Right? So if we have a third choice, if we have three strikers all battling, we could always shift off Isak to the left. Or if we want, we could play 4-4-2 let's say away in Europe. If the 4-3-3 might not be tactically the best thing to go with, we might want to switch up to a 4-4-2 because Eddie Howe also does play 4-4-2 as well. He did that at Bournemouth a few times. I wouldn't be surprised if we do that a bit more. I would like him. I would like a guy Kokchu at Feyenoord, playmaker, number 10.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant. I would take a guy like Sergei Milinkovic-Savic is a no-brainer. I think he would boss the Premier League. Absolutely boss the Premier League. You put him as a 6, 8, or 10. Long legs. He can score, pass, defensive work, and he does it. He does everything with such composure, John. He's not like running around like a madman. He's just so confident. He just struts around and just does his thing. He's brilliant. So I would do Sergey. If we could get a Tonali, that would be a dream. That would be an absolute dream. It'd be hard. It's going to be hard to pry him away from AC Milan. But if rumors are to be believed about AC Milan, Maldini obviously is now gone, and some of the players there are upset about it. So you never know. Maybe take a shot in the dark off that. Those are a few of the names I'd like. But yeah, man, for me, those are up there. I'd like a backup center back too as well, because again, I think we were a bit fortunate the fact that Fabian Schär and Botman stayed healthy for pretty much the whole season.
Absolutely.
I don't think we'll get that lucky next year. So for me, bring in a center back. I'd like a guy even like a Joachim Anderson from Palace. Gehi, someone like that. That would be a perfect caliber signing for me.
I'd take him.
Someone like that.
Yeah. I'd take Kimi Yai for Napoli. I mean, according to Calcio Mercato, not the most reliable source, I'm not going to lie, but apparently Man United could miss out on this guy, right? Apparently Newcastle secret talks with Kimi Yai for Napoli as well. Release clause of 52 million quid. That's its market value, yeah? 26-year-old South Korean international, had a fantastic season, and that has been reported with Il Mattino, and that has been reported that apparently
sensational. That's a sensational signing if we get our hands on him. That would be that. You know what? That would be a signing, John, where people are like, "Oh wow, Newcastle are for real, huh? Maybe I should start taking them seriously." You know what I'm saying? That would be sensational, because this guy, for me, out of all the center backs in Europe, you'd struggle to name two who have had a better season. Honestly, flawless
defender, absolutely flawless. Could he be a long-term replacement for Fabian Schär? You just never know. Sorry, Leslie, in the chat. I know you love him, but if he comes, then
it's a squad depth thing, though, John.
Exactly. He'll take the Premier League by storm, 100%. That guy, I'm telling you. Yeah. What are you guys take on Messi to Inter Miami? By the way, sorry for saying unnecessary stuff that is not necessarily related to Newcastle.
It's all good. I think Inter Miami to Newcastle, Messi to Inter Miami is brilliant for football in the United States. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, you think of all the fans. You think of all the fans that have been watching him on TV for all these years. Now you get the chance to go see him in person. Yeah. That stuff is the stuff of dreams, man. say what you want about Major League Soccer. It is what it is. It's not the top of the top leagues, but it's an interesting league for sure, man. We've got young players, old players, players in the middle of their career kind of thing, and bringing in South American, young, hungry South Americans. It's an interesting league, man. Yes, you never know what's going to happen with Major League Soccer. But yeah, Messi to Inter Miami it's gonna you would think that it's gonna grow the league a lot. It's gonna grow the league a lot in the sport. So I think it's awesome, man.
100%. I'll tell you something else as well before we go on to some more comments as well. Jules, TMS TV is for all fans of football to discuss the games you love. So we are biased to Newcastle. Thank you very much indeed for that, Jules. Saudi Arabia football, right? I mean, they are flexing their muscles right now. You got Karim Benzema's going over there. Yeah, Ronaldo's over there. Flipping heck. I mean, Kante could be on his way there. Zaha could be on his way there. Yeah. David De Gea's name's been mentioned as well. I'll tell you something, right? If they're going to pay that sort of much, pay like 100 million a season or 300 million a season if you're a top draw like Benzema, my God, how the Premier League's going to compete?
You know what, man? Hey, I welcome competition, man. It's the world's game. It's the world's game. So if someone wants to step up to the plate and challenge the Premier League, I welcome that, man. Because then the Premier League will have to get their crap together, man. If it's all about the market in terms of competition, right? Competition is supposed to drive you to make yourself better and whatnot. So it's awesome to see. And again, thinking about it from the perspective of fans in Saudi Arabia, they are crazy about football. They really are. They're great. That country loves football. And all those fans that have been watching the European leagues getting up at donkey o'clock to watch, Benzema and N'Golo Kante, all these guys, and now they get to see him in the flesh. Again, as a fan, as someone who doesn't live in Europe and the UK or whatever, I can't see them every day in person play. It's a brilliant opportunity, man. It's a brilliant opportunity for them to see their the players that they idolize and whatnot.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally going into competition as well. Yeah. We can't do anything about it. We've got used to it. We've got this player called Jan Minte for Updens in the Danish league. 6 million quid as well. Apparently, a Danish expert has come out by the name of Toki Veladi, right? I really know what he says about Mintes. Obviously, go back on loan. Newcastle fans should be excited. After saying I quickly adapted of playing for OB Den's first team, I don't think it's too early, he said. Scandinavian football is a great first step for African players to get tactical experience, maturity, and learn how to be professionals. A season with OB wouldn't hurt, but I also don't think he really needs it. He has shown that he is one of the best in the position in the league, and he seems ready to bigger challenges already. He also added, for me, it's always really exciting when players grow into elevate their game as fast as Minte did. That's when you know you have a guy that can end up special. So special. Several of his teammates have mentioned that as well. He cost 6 million quid, and let's be real, he scored 4 goals, 9 assists. 4 goals, 9 assists. Am I correct?
Yeah, because he's only played in 17 games.
Yeah. You can't really judge him, can you, after the sign of the games? He's got to play a lot more. Me, personally, I think he needs to play another season somewhere, right?
Yeah, at Odense Bold Club. Yeah, have him there on loan, absolutely.
Unless you're a special player as well. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Eddie Howe, right? And, Eddie Howe, I mean, what he should have been manager of the year, for me, in my opinion.
Manager of the year. I mean, there are a few candidates, to be fair, but honestly, I think I agree with you, man. I think he definitely deserves it because, we spent money over the summer. That's fine, but we still have the likes of Dan Burn at left back, Fabian Schär at center back, Murphy, Willock, Longstaff, Wilson. Those kind of guys they were under the previous ownership. So we haven't done a full 11 swap out. We've added very well in terms of Botman, Trippier, Isak as well. But keep in mind, Isak wasn't available for a good amount of the season, right? He's missed out on a lot of games. So we have the joint best defense in the league. We don't lose games of football. We've We've beaten the likes of Spurs home and away. Drew with Man City. Beat Manchester United. Drew with them at Old Trafford, which not many teams have been able to do. Liverpool lost both times, very competitive in both. I mean, we've been really, really good this season. I think he deserves it. For me, but at the end of the day, I mean, if he did win the Manager of the Year award, cool. If he didn't, is what it is. It's not end of the world type thing. It's cool to get some recognition, but the recognition I look for and what top professionals and managers look for, they look for trophies. Because if you look at quotes from Haaland, he's saying, I don't care about scoring all the goals if it don't mean anything. I would give up all my goals an individual for team awards. Right? So that's what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, I thought Eddie Howe was terrific this year. And it's looking real good next year. So really excited, man.
Yeah. I think you saw this on a long-term contract anyway, sort of thing, like that 6-7 months ago. And I think he's out up until 2027, something like that. Yeah. If that's the case, he's so highly guarded. He's been linked with the England job as well, and
he ain't taking that.
He ain't taking that at all. No way.
If you watch the High Performance podcast where he got interviewed for a few hours or an hour and a half, however long the video was, he loves to coach his players day in, day out. So you ain't going to get that at England. At England, it's a part-time gig for a month. If there's a tournament, you'll see him every day. At Newcastle, he is in the perfect situation for him right here, right now. He is. There's no reason for him to leave for me. If a Barca or Real Madrid come calling and he wants to, fair enough. But right here, right now, and that's what he's worried about, right? Eddie Howe's always, he's just worried about the right here, right now, the next match, how to improve himself as a manager and whatnot. He's always looking to learn. He's always looking to improve himself. And so I'm not worried about the England rumors. He'll let someone else do that, but yeah.
Exactly. Not for this challenge. We don't want to talk about England on here at all. Anyway, we move swiftly on. Next season, it's going to be top 5 next season for the Champions League. Can Newcastle improve on the 4th position next season? Can he really do it? It depends. We know we're going to get some good players coming in, but I know Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham are going to go again. They are going to improve. I know that. Yeah. But Liverpool's already bought Alexis McAllister, and Chelsea are going to buy. Tottenham under Postecoglou is going to buy as well, and Newcastle will need to push on as well. They need to push on,
Well, yeah, exactly, man. I mean, look, you don't get anywhere in life by resting on your laurels and standing still, right? You're always looking to improve. You're always looking to become stronger because the competition will step up. I'm not worried about Spurs because
I know
if Harry Kane leaves, that's 30 goals out of their team, and that means they're going to have to build up from scratch again. They've got a brilliant manager in Postecoglou. I think he could do something special for them, possibly in a cup competition. But in terms of the league position, they're probably looking at like 7th or 8th. So for me, I'm not worried about them. With Chelsea, something just doesn't seem right still, right? Pochettino's a great manager, and I think they'll be playing better football. But in terms of, are they a more cohesive unit, more established? Is Poch going to get that time to establish himself and his imprint on the squad right away, 100%? No, I think it's going to take a year. I think they'll finish probably about 6th. In terms of Man City, I think you could pencil them in as champions next year. Arsenal will be interesting because they need to strengthen up if they want to really take it to Man City next year. They have to really strengthen up. I don't know if they're going to necessarily do that to the extent that they'll have to. So I see us competing with kind of them and Man City for that kind of a title race, along with Liverpool. And I think with Manchester United, they still got the Glazers there, so I'm not really worried about them, if I'm honest, because they spend money, that's fine, but they could have had Anthony. They could have had him in the beginning of last summer for about 20 or 30 million cheaper. The reason why why Ajax got so much money for him was because they decided to do it later in the window. The reason why it's good to do business early is for both clubs, right? Because if I bring in a player, they'll have more time to establish themselves with the squad and the manager and all that. And then the team that I bought the player from, that club has the chance for the whole summer to recruit a player in that position. So that's why if you get your deals done early, that's why it's best for all parties. You get a lower price probably too. So for me, Manchester United, I could see them hugely regressing next year. They aren't going to get that number 9 over the summer unless it's Harry Kane. I see Harry Kane probably going to Real Madrid, if I'm honest. So I could see them hugely regressing. Maybe they'll just have to resort to being a cup side. For me, I'm looking at 3rd place next year as a realistic finishing point. I think we could finish above a Tottenham, a Chelsea. The one wild card for me is Aston Villa. If Aston Villa get it right, they already have a good core and a good squad, and they've got a brilliant manager, Unai Emery. I think maybe in the league, they could finish above like a Manchester United or a Tottenham or something, maybe even a Chelsea. I think in Europe is where I'm really going to be like, they could do some damage there because Unai Emery knows how to win those cup competitions, man. So I think Villa could do some damage next year. Maybe finish high in the league. You never know. But, yeah, that's the wild card for me. And then in terms of us, if we sign well in the summer and we keep that identity of a strong defense, we can rotate out. I think it's crucial getting a backup right back for Trippier. I think it's crucial because he isn't going to be able to play every Champions League group stage game, every Carabao Cup, every FA Cup, every Premier League game. We're going to want to have an understudy to him or a player that could possibly even push him for that starting berth in the 11. So for me, man, I think next year, I'm thinking we'll get about 3rd place. I think we'll get about 3rd. Just looking at the landscape around, I think Liverpool could shoot back up, but we'll just have to see, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. 3rd. I think we'll finish about 3rd. For me, I don't even. John, I'm telling you right now, if we won the FA Cup next year and finished 6th place, we gave it a go in Europe, same with the Carabao Cup, I would be perfectly happy with that.
Cool. Absolutely. For me, I think probably get 3rd. I hope 3rd place first. I think we'll get 3rd. I hope we get it. I really do. We need to improve on 4th place. If we can do that, cool.
Of course.
That'd be brilliant. But it's good. It's a long-term project, and we will get it right. House focus on development in sales and players. And here we have us in the best possible place to move forward. Leslie, you're absolutely right. Next season, I would take 2nd and 3rd place plus a cup win.
Yeah.
Alan, that'd be amazing. Hasn't Mandy got their take over yet? There's always pound stretchers. And let's have this one. And apparently, Qatari Sheikh is putting in a 5th and final bid.
By the way, the other thing I want to point about the Man United bid from Qatar, possibly. So let me get this straight. Do people really think that they're just gonna walk in there with no problems? It took us 3 years? 3 years for Newcastle United to bring in ownership from Saudi Arabia for it to go through all these checks and whatever.
Yeah.
I swear, people think that the Qataris are just gonna strut right into the biggest club in England and set up shop immediately. It's gonna take a few years, I think.
Okay.
There's gonna be the backlash and everything and all that crap. People think that they're just gonna walk right in like nothing. This ain't no normal takeover. They're gonna, people are gonna investigate. It didn't take. It took us, like I said, it took us 3 years to get Saudi Arabia to buy us. So I don't know why people have this impression this is gonna happen overnight for them.
Do you know what it is, right? I mean, they expect it to go through straight away. Like, you take about weeks, I think they expect the Premier League to fast track their takeover. I'll tell you what, that ain't going to happen. That's no chance of that. You just mentioned there, it could take a couple of years to get through properly. Do you know what I mean?
It took us 3 years.
Yeah. The Glaciers, let's be real. The Glaciers, right? I mean, are going to be there for quite a while.
Yeah, I think so.
Until they get that money back. Do you know what I mean? They're just trying to beat me, but it's all good. It's all good.
And you know what? If they do get in the Qatari owners, that's great.
Yeah.
And I don't mind, because to be honest, John, if you're in a league like the Premier League and you have strong opponents that you're playing week in, week out, I always have the saying, iron sharpens iron, right? Because then it keeps our owners in check. If we were in a weak league and we could just, you know, play, you know, we didn't have to be as good as possible. We have to compete against Manchester City and a few other teams. That's going to only make us better. It's going to, our owners are going to have to really, really, really push to be the very, very best. So for me, iron sharpens iron, man. I like some competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it a challenge as well. I mean,
yeah,
always Man City always wins the title, FVN. We don't want Man City winning the league for the next 5 years, as long as Pep is there. Do you know what I mean? It just makes the competition so boring. Do you know what I mean? We know Man City is a great team, but it'd be nice for people like us to win the title.
Yeah, and you know what? We're gonna earn it. We're gonna earn it, because once we do get that title, it's gonna be hard earned, and nobody can take that away from us.
Correct. Steve, heard their funds didn't exist until February this year. That's from Leslie.
Which funds? The Qatari ones?
Qataris.
I got no idea, honestly. To be honest, that area of the world is littered and whatever with money. That's cool. They've got oil money. We do too. There's nothing wrong with it. It is what it is, man. You know, if they get it, cool. If they don't really care. You know, it don't matter to me. I'm worried about Newcastle United and Man City are the real threats, right? Man City are the team to beat. So we're gonna have to put something incredible up to beat them. It's a challenge, man. I love a challenge, and I'm sure the owners and Eddie Howe do too. You know, so we just gotta focus on us, become better and better and better every season, and let's just see what happens, man.
100%. And love the input for other fans. It's genuine, so interesting and welcome, Jules.
Yep.
Again, you're absolutely right. It's nice to have fans all over the country as well. Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to say as well is Alan Saint-Maximin as well. I don't know if you heard it. You might have done that in letter he done. Is he done at Newcastle United now? Is he done?
Yeah, that Instagram post. It sounded like it, if I'm honest. It sounded like it. I'll be sad to see Maxi go. I'll definitely be sad to see Maxi go. A footballer that just gets you off your seat, right? Like he's like a throwback winger. He'll just take the ball and dribble. He'll dribble. Like the problem always has been with Maxi, it's the consistency kind of thing, because he can deliver the moments of magic, but you know, the injuries have also been a bit of a difficult thing as well. Maybe it is just time for him and us to move on. Maybe that is the best case. But yeah, it kind of did sound like goodbye. But yeah, that'll definitely. He's a brilliant guy. Wonderful footballer, but yeah, just a little bit inconsistent. And these are the kind of decisions where, you know, the better teams have moved on from players. You know, Manchester United used to have Scholes and Giggs. They lasted to their 38. Eventually, there is going to be a day where your best players don't play for you anymore, or good players, or whoever, right? Yeah. Life moves on. You know, if you can bring in an upgrade, then that's what we'll do. You know what I'm saying? You know, we used to have Shearer play for us. I mean, who's going to bang in the goals like Shearer? Well, no one really, but that doesn't mean we still can't have a bloody good team and a bloody good striker. He might not just be that caliber. Harry Kane at Spurs, right? He's going to be a hard player to replace.
I agree.
But life moves on. Life moves on, you know? So for me, if ASM moves on, man, it'll be a bummer, but maybe it's best for both parties. But I'll always remember him fondly.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I love ASM, but this is he's cool. If he's got to go, he has to go. But AC Milan wants it as well, so he wants him as well. But we'll see.
That's a perfect fit for him, I think, because if he plays off the right, Leao off the left, those guys, they have different qualities in what they bring. I think Leao's a bit more direct. ASM can kind of dribble, drag some more defenders. I think that could be good. I think that could be really good. And also AC Milan need a striker so bad. They really, really need a striker. Because
100%.
as good as Olivier Giroud is, he should be more of a backup for me. He's on the older side. But yeah, Milan, they're going through a lot though, like I said, with Maldini leaving and whatnot.
Yeah. He's gone as well, and also as well. I mean, Giroud. He's getting on to his career. For me, they definitely need a striker, 110%. And also, Milan needs to buy a couple more players as well. So if they do that, then
ASM at AC Milan though, I think that could be a good prospect. I could see him thrive in the Serie A.
Yeah,
if he can stay fit, because in the Premier League, it is more whack-a-mole in terms of like the physical. It is a bit more physical, definitely. Not saying he'll get an easy time in Italy. Italians know how to defend. That's for damn sure.
100%.
I think it's more a technical league, though. It's technical. I think he could thrive there. If he stays fit, he could be a good player for them. And as long as you get a fullback that will give him some support, he can really, really do some damage. Because for me, his best football, I would say Maximin at Newcastle, was when he had Jetro Willems on loan. Because Jetro Willems would just bomb up at fullback, give him that support. And Dan Burn isn't really that dumb it in the past years. So,
he would sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens on that one. But going on Alan's question, he's pretty much covered that as well, Alan.
I probably would. Like I said, I just think it might be best for player and the club. He's done a brilliant job for us, and not everyone can come along for the ride when we go, do bigger and better things. It's an emotional thing. Like, it's difficult, but the club lives on, right? The club lives on. So, but I love ASM. Don't make no mistake about it. I just think maybe it is time for him to move on.
Yeah.
If ultimately, here's the bottom line. Yeah. Whatever Eddie Howe wants to do, I have faith that he'll make the right decision. If he thinks Maxi can be a game changer for us, I mean, off the bench, I wouldn't complain. If he offers us something off the bench, absolutely. Whether Maxi wants that role, I'm not sure, but he is a good player, definitely. But I think it might be time to move on. But if we keep him, it's fine by me.
Cool. Fair enough. And just one more here. John, hi, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Hope you're okay, Stephen?
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm going to have to agree with you there. We're going to wrap up the show now because we're just going to do another. I know you got prepared for the West Ham Fiorentina game.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy coming on after all this time?
Did I enjoy what? Sorry?
Coming on the show. Do you enjoy coming on?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Always a pleasure to speak with you and whatnot. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. See, exactly. ASM is an impact sub.
Impact sub.
As long as he's cool, if he's cool with it, I think if he's cool with that, I think that'd be absolutely. Maybe that's best for his fitness at this moment in time as well. But ultimately, like I said, whatever the club and Maxi feel is best for him, whatever happens, man.
Cool. We'll see what happens on that. See what happens in the summer. Things can change. I mean, AC Milan might want in full pre-season, then who knows? And that's going to be it for the show. It's been a fantastic blast, all things Newcastle United. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please like and subscribe. And do follow Steve as well on Newcastle Fans TV. Steve, could you tell the viewers what you got coming up, please, on your show?
Yeah, man. So for Newcastle Fans TV, I'll be just doing videos about transfers. I'll be doing a few videos from different leagues in terms of I'll pick one player from every team in the Bundesliga, Liga, La Liga, possibly the Eredivisie as well. Premier League, I'll pick one player from each team, or it's like, I think I would sign him up. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I'd like to do, but that'll be what I got coming up. So just a bunch of summer transfer videos and whatnot, and also a vlog. Obviously, when I go on the USA summer tour with Lee, Lee Lawler of NFTV when Newcastle come to the USA. So we'll do those kind of videos. Will be up in late June and whatnot. So yeah, man.
Fantastic. I'd love to come to America, but unfortunately, I'm not going to get time off it. Hopefully, in the future, you never know. I will do when they give us a bit of notice.
Yeah.
And so yeah, go and wait for that. And hit the like, subscribe on your way out, please. Thank you very much, Leslie. Thank you for the chats as well. You've been a fantastic help as well. I'll be back tomorrow with Louise. And I'm going to think of what we're going to do tomorrow, and we're going to decide. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. That'd be brilliant. And what a way from 5,100. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Steve, I'll do it quickly backstage. Guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, away the light.